Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the New Directions in Public Gardens speaker series. Um, as we get started this evening, we want to take a moment to reflect on the land on which we are here tonight um, in the Seattle area. We acknowledge and honor the Coast Salish peoples of this land, the land which touches the shared waters of all tribes and bands within the Suquamish, Tulalip, and Muckleshoot nations. UW Botanic Gardens is your host this evening. Our mission is sustaining managed and natural ecosystems and the human spirit through plant research, education, and display. Our spaces include the Washington Park Arboretum and the Center for Urban Horticulture in Seattle, Washington, including the Union Bay Natural Area, Elizabeth C. Miller Library, and the UW Student Farm. We offer education and conservation programs that serve our entire region. And tonight, we are very excited to kick off our 2022 speaker series, New Directions in Public Gardens. This series will explore how gardens like ours can evolve to meet community needs today and in the future. At UW Botanic Gardens, we see ourselves as a resource for community education and engagement, a steward of urban green space for recreation and restoration, and curators of collections with important conservation value. But there are many communities who have not been served by or engaged with our work. We see the colonial history of plant collections and the implicit and explicit exclusion of BIPOC communities from green spaces like public gardens as injustices that shape our past and present and must be countered as we move into the future. We're excited to dig deep into conversations over the next 5 months to learn about community-led efforts in our region, including programs supporting the regeneration of Indigenous communities, environmental justice and job training programs, our local urban food systems, and the people of color-led community land conservancy that is acquiring land for parks in historically underserved communities. We want to make connections, highlight the work of these organizations, and explore how public gardens can engage with and support these efforts. I want to express gratitude as well to our partners at the Arboretum Foundation for their support in the development of this series. My name is Jessica Farmer. My pronouns are she, her, and I supervise the adult education programs and communications at UW Botanic Gardens. Just a few notes before we get started. We will be keeping the microphones and cameras off for our attendees today and using the Zoom tools for discussion. You should see the Q&A and the chat tools at the bottom of your screen and some viewing options at the top for adjusting to full screen or whatever works best for you tonight. We've also enabled the auto transcription for closed captioning, so you can click on the CC tool at the bottom of your screen and choose to show or hide the subtitles. We'd like you to use the Q&A tool for questions for our speakers. You can submit questions at any time, and we'll have ample time for addressing them at the end. You can also use that if you have any questions for me or need any technical assistance. And then we have the chat open as a place for community conversation, for kudos, a place to record your thoughts. So we ask that everyone keep it respectful in the chat. We choose to use these conversations as an opportunity to move toward healing and creating action. We're going to ask you to work to find comfort in discomfort through these conversations. It's normal to feel discomfort while exploring racial and social inequity. While learning and discussion may not get any easier, your ability to engage in more meaningful conversations will expand. Be courageous, be courteous, stay engaged. The journey is worth the effort. We're going to ask you to practice mindful listening. Try to avoid planning what you're going to say or what you're going to type. As you listen to others, just listen with your whole self. And we're going to expect and accept non-closure. There's no quick fix to these historical issues. The more we discuss, the more we learn. The more we learn, the more appropriate and promising our actions and interventions will be. Okay, so we are recording tonight's program. Tomorrow we will send out an email with a link to the recording for everyone who registered to attend. And we'll also be posting this recording to the speaker series website. And with that, I'm going to turn the floor over to Christina Owen, UW Botanic Gardens Director, to introduce tonight's speaker.
Thank you, Jessica. That's an excellent introduction there. Well, we are in for a treat this evening because we have just such a lovely human being here with us to talk to us about some really important issues. Mei-Lin is the director of the newly launched IDEA Center for Public Gardens. And for those who aren't familiar, IDEA stands for Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility. And this is a collaboration between the Denver Botanic Gardens and the American Public Garden Association. Mei-Lin started her career in the corporate financial industry and then switched gears to become a horticulturalist, a garden leader, garden designer, and a passionate advocate for public gardens. She would say, I think that becoming a gardener has changed her life in many ways. I think that, Mei-Lin's passion for public horticulture really comes out whenever you talk with her and listen with her, and really is rooted in that belief that gardens and green spaces contribute to creating a better and more connected world with ourselves, with others, with the land and our community. Mei-Lin is the founder and creator of Never Stop Talking Associates and the Plant People in Plant Places podcast, say that 10 times fast, which is a great platform. And if you haven't listened, I highly recommend. And it's a way for her to share her travels to plant places and have conversations with plant people and really elevate the diversity of voices, identities, experiences, and dreams of the people that work in this field alongside of us. In 2020, Mei-Lin graduated from the Longwood Fellows Program at Longwood Gardens in Pennsylvania. And one of her lifelong pursuits has been the study and exploration of identity, including a bachelor's degree in the study of East Asia, trying to figure out if she was Chinese or American. And now I think she is very much a Chinese-American Southerner, gardener, wonderful person, and a true leader in our field as we tackle some of these really important issues. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Mei-Lin to you, and Mei-Lin, please take us away.
Thank you so much, Christina and Jessica, for such a wonderful welcome and for having me here. This really, truly is an honor and a privilege. And so, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. And there's a reason why I started another company called Never Stop Talking. I decided to just lean in and lean in hard. All right, with that, I'm going to share my screen and let's jump right in and dig in. As Christina mentioned, my name is Mei-Lin Plummer, and I am the director for the newly launched IDEA Center for Public Gardens. And my pronouns are she, her. What I think I'm actually really here to talk about is relevance. So with that, let's talk about public gardens and what is IDEA? What is a public garden? And I'm going to start first with talking about public gardens. And I think it'll make sense as we go through this talk together and why I'm approaching it this way. So public gardens is technically defined by the American Public Gardens Association as institutions that maintain collections of plants for the purposes of public education and enjoyment, in addition to research, conservation, and higher learning. Many of you know them as places of creative inspiration and a place of respite, peace, beauty. They represent a physical place that intersects with many aspects of our society. So I wanted to just kind of elaborate and illustrate a little bit more, and maybe this will kind of share a little bit more about who we are as public gardens. Horticulture, education, outreach and engagement with the public, conservation efforts, entertainment and art, escape, places of celebrating different rituals and places and periods in our life, inspiration and creativity, and the many, many also historic estates that have legacies that continue on and have existed over a period of time, and hopefully in perpetuity as parts of their legacies. But hey, we're also known to collaborate every once in a while in some type of a botanical concoction. And this in particular was a gin that was a collaboration between a local distillery and the Royal Botanic Garden, Edinburgh. And I've tried it and it's excellent and it was worth every penny. So there are many things that we do, and I could continue to show and talk about all the different ways that we interact, right? But really the intersection that I'm really trying to elaborate here is that there are all these parts of societies that we really engage in and we are a physical manifestation of, right? And so this is mental and physical health and well-being, art and culture, science in the areas of conservation and environmental stewardship, research. We are also a part of economic and community development and social justice. In our hearts and the many people that I have interacted with, and I've traveled across the country and different parts of the world, in our hearts we're purveyors of joy, wonder, awe, and curiosity, and we want to save the world. Public gardens matter in a world where natural and green spaces are being challenged by development and distance. And our priorities have been connections to things, jobs, and status, and maybe less so to our connection to the land, each other, and to the wondrous diversity of all life on this really extraordinary planet we live on. Public gardens are places where we can be. And what I mean is whether you are taking a break at your lunch or just need a walk to de-stress a little bit because you're feeling a little anxiety, you're there to celebrate and feel joy with other people. But also if you are in a place of sadness, loneliness, you can be in these spaces. But you can also connect with others, and it is a safe place. So gardens, for all these reasons, I think are very special and dynamic places. Before I talk about IDEA, I want to facilitate a brief thought exercise. So in this case, I want you to think about botanic gardens specifically, and this is a great one, University of Washington Botanic Gardens, one of many, many botanic gardens across the country, but also around the world. So I want you to visualize a botanic garden, and I want you to think about the past, and I'm referring to historical past, and maybe some of you are familiar with it, maybe not, but I think in some sense you probably are. Historically, that there was, if we go as far back as the mid 1700s to the mid 1800s, that period was the golden era of botanical exploration. But plants were also fascinating people, mainly scientists, through a lot of exploration and discovery even before then. But that is considered the golden era. And so we think about that past, and I want you to ask the question and think about this, is what was their purpose? And who were they for? As far as their purpose, these were places where collections, right? Collections from explorations and these expeditions around the world, these exotic plants were being collected and housed for research, but also for enjoyment. But if you think about it, who were those individuals? They were explorers, some were scientists and botanists, the wealthy, the privileged. These were also places where people could still stroll around and have conversation and debate, but they were very much for a small group really of individuals, right? And this is where we're talking about the privilege. So they had a very kind of narrower or more focused area. Now, some of it was entertainment as well, but largely we're looking at a pattern here. And this is part of the privilege of the wealthy, the academic, but also when we're really talking about, what we're really talking about is that colonial mindset, right? And those explorations that also sought to somewhat exploit cultures and land, indigenous land, right, for their own purposes. So they have kind of this legacy there. Now I want you to think about the present. I want to think about why you go to gardens, or maybe people that you know. So for all of those reasons in the past, for the most case, they still exist in the present, right? They're still there for research and education, still there for pleasure and strolls and connecting with people. But now we need to add on conservation. There is an awareness and an understanding that certain species are endangered or have gone extinct in the wild. And now botanic gardens and gardens around the world, and even some of our private gardens, right, our personal home gardens, are the only places that these certain plants exist now. And so there's this other added element to botanic gardens, and that who we are actually serving has really shifted. What we want, what we hope, is generally that it's for everybody. It's not just for the wealthy or for the privileged or for academics and for those that are in the study of plants. It's really broadened out. But you also have to add in another element, which is entertainment and delight, right? This really kind of extraordinary experiences that really take you out of whatever circumstances or situation you're in sometimes. So they've really kind of expanded in purpose. And as far as who they're for, again, that's also intended to expand. However, I think we all know many people do not perceive public gardens as a place for everyone, that they still perceive that they are places for those that have the means or the wealthy or a certain privilege, right? It's still considered exclusive, and that people don't feel like they necessarily belong there. And the future, well, that's a really big question. And I think these are the things that we need to think about, right? Those legacies, and this is really my point for this exercise, which is that legacy, and there are some wonderful parts of legacy, and so I don't want to attack that, but there's also certain perceptions that came along with it, right? And that is still certain barriers of privilege and access when it comes to these spaces, no matter what our intent and what we actually think and we believe that our spaces and who they're for. So the big idea: inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility. These really are big ideas, because the thing is with this, and the point I want to make here is that these are not things that are defined equally amongst everyone and are the same. These things, each and of themselves, are really complex and dynamic, and it really depends on your socioeconomic status, your education, your culture, your upbringing, and society. So that means we're never really going to reach some point where we're complete or we're done or we feel like we have arrived someplace. It's going to be a continually evolving and an area and a space that we need to just be curious and explore, because time and circumstances and things that are happening and how we integrate in societies as diversity increases, these are all things that are going to be kind of moving and shifting depending on who's involved and who's at the table. But that's the big part of this, right? Is that we want to ensure we have all people and the right people at the table, all the voices that may not be represented. So I think there's also a question that might linger out there as well as why now? Why are we talking about this now? Which is interesting, because coming from a corporate background, we were talking about inclusion and diversity in 1990s. Somebody referred to it as the 1900s recently, and I'm not wrapping my brain around that just yet. We're going to call it the 1990s. And but yet here in the garden world, we're really kind of launching and intensifying our conversations around this. But I think the reason why is that the garden world is kind of dealing with a reckoning with its colonial legacy and our questions of relevance. Since before the pandemic, we're asking certain questions, and questions were intensifying around the sustainability of gardens. How do we engage younger generations and maybe more diversity? How do we better serve our communities? I remember these conversations, and we kept talking about this and how are we going to do this? But in retrospect, it seems we were really dancing around some deeper systemic issues that we weren't collectively kind of realizing until the murder of George Floyd. It awakened our awareness to the depth of systemic injustice and inequality in our society and around the world, and it ignited a movement for change. So right now we're in a moment, right? And there's momentum and a sense of urgency as we come out of the pandemic to be and to do better. So I think the launching of the center is timed at the right moment as we seek empowerment and a way forward. And we need unity more than ever. The injustices of the world will be exacerbated by climate change. So this initiative is really, truly incredibly relevant. And in the pandemic, gardening and plants became really cool, which was just an amazing thing to see on the social media realm, right? It started to draw in all kinds of people and really diverse groups of individuals. And I thought it was extraordinary. So the thing that's really important here is that we need to do this work from a place of sincerity and authenticity. This work cannot be performative. The people who need us most are not the ones we are typically reaching or the ones typically visiting us, right? And when it comes to saving the planet, all of us need to be involved. And those that we are not reaching, the underserved, the marginalized in our communities, are the ones that are causing the least impact, but yet are going to be the most impacted as a result of climate change. So this is really, really relevant that we have the right people at the table. And that's what I meant by that. And that we have all voices in our communities at the table. It's really about connection and a sense of creating a shared sense of belonging and welcoming. And that welcoming needs to extend beyond a sign and welcoming in different languages, right? It's about creating a connection to the land and the earth, but very much to each other in a world that is incredibly boxed. And we are seeing less and less green space, and green spaces becoming farther and farther away. So I've talked about all these different reasons why public gardens or what they do and kind of why this work is important, but I thought I would also share a little story, and it's about why this is important to me personally. So I figured I would share just a little bit of my journey, because this is something really extraordinary as somebody who spent nearly 20 years in the corporate world, spending most of that time trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I would add, and now being in this place that I am, having been a horticulturist and a garden designer and educator and working in botanic gardens since 2013, I ask, how did I get here? And right now, more than anything, I wonder this question, because it's extraordinary and it's wonderful, but I would have never expected it. So this was a really very much a discovery for me. You know, I didn't come up and grow up in a gardening family. I am a little bit of an aberration, right? In my entire, cousins and family members and everyone. I'm a military brat. My dad was in the Air Force. I grew up around the world. We traveled a lot. So having a garden wasn't really practical either. But I always struggled with my identity. You know, was I Chinese? Was I American? And I just never seemed to feel like I ever fit in anywhere. And I would convince myself. I remember as a child feeling like I was an alien and I was just dropped here. And I don't know, I struggled with it, right? And so I went on this journey myself, and I continued to explore identity. But my first experience of feeling a sense of belonging was when I was in my 30s and I was in a botanic garden. I remember that feeling that I let go and I could be in that space, and I wasn't being asked where I was from, if English was my first language. I didn't feel like an alien. I felt like I actually belonged. I didn't feel like a stranger. And what's really, really extraordinary is that I was welcomed by the staff and the volunteers there as if I had always been there. And it was just a wonderful thing. So here I was in a garden as somebody who had a house and a garden. And I started that garden not because I was trying to save the planet or be an eco warrior. I started the garden because I really wanted a pretty place to throw parties. I love to throw a dinner party. So I saw Under the Tuscan Sun one too many times, and I wanted to create that in my backyard in Charlotte, North Carolina, in very different soil than in Tuscany. So, but the next thing I knew, I was quitting my very well-paying job in corporate to become a horticulturist. But there was this really nagging question that never left me. When I kind of discovered, right, that you could work in a botanic garden or any garden, my question was, why didn't I know about this? Why didn't I know that you can work in a place like this, and that you can go in and you can be a designer, a botanist, horticulturist, an educator, a designer, a landscape architect? There are so many different areas within even the world of public gardens. How come I didn't know this? And then it wasn't until a few years in, even further, that I started to ask, well, why weren't there any other people who were younger, relatively speaking, and where were other people of color? So that spark of discovery and that connection that I felt should be for everyone. And that privilege that I have felt to work in public gardens and in this industry shouldn't be a privilege. So these are the questions that brought me to where I am now. So the Idea Center was launched in January, as Christina mentioned at the beginning. It was launched in January of this year, so just a few short months ago. And what we're here to do is change the perception of who gardens are for and who gardens. So here are some of the interesting things, right? When it comes to changing that perception, it's that there is resistance. And I've heard some of that resistance in different ways. And so I thought I'd share a few of them. And I don't know if any of you have heard some of them as well, or feel it perhaps. And so just know that when I express or share these, this is not in judgment, but these are some of the areas. And so one of them is, well, gardens, they're a neutral space. We don't need to engage into this topic of inclusion, diversity, equity, accessibility because we're neutral. We're not political. We're not advocating for anything. We're just neutral. The thing is that we are born of and a legacy of places from a place of privilege, right? That these were places of exclusivity. And that if we are going to be in communities and connecting with communities and all the different people within communities that we reside in, then that means we actually are going to have to change the system that we are in somewhat, right? We have to become aware and change some of our behavior. And that means we can't be neutral. And it's also not the right thing to do. if who we are and what we do has this colonial behavior that has not stopped, that continues and perpetuates the cycle, right? So we do need to step out of that neutrality and actually ask, what's the right thing to do? And how do we connect with everyone and all the different types of people and different abilities in our communities? Another one is, I'm coming here to escape from it all. And this place should be an escape from the strife of the world. I don't want to go to a garden because it's political. Well, the good news is I don't know of any gardens that are really have any pickets or big signs or anything else on the interior, right? There are some changes though, like it might be widening a path and we have to change some of the design and architecture to make it more accessible. But that change is really, shocking to some people. And so they feel like something's being taken away from them, that place that they get to escape from. The thing is wouldn't we want to share that with more people? And shouldn't more people have access to that? And lastly, this is another one, and I can relate to this one as well. We all have places that we have an attachment to. They hold a space in our memories with certain people or experiences. And so when we say we don't want the space to change, it's some place that I have memories and I identify with, it's special to me and I don't want it to change. I really feel that. And I know, and I've had many conversations of places, like cultural institutions, for example. We think about, old cathedrals or old museums that have been here for, hundreds of years, and they change and they're trying to adapt and be relevant to people and today. And it's a struggle, right? We're as organizations and as institutions, we're trying to figure this out, that relevancy question. And so wouldn't we want that other people have that ability to make that kind of a connection with a place and to create those as well? And wouldn't it be wonderful if we actually were really sharing in wanting to create that for others instead of judging a place and saying, well, that's just not right and that's not how it's done. Those are the kinds of barriers, right? We emotionally that kind of trigger us in these kind of when there is change. So the Idea Center is a partnership between Denver Botanic Gardens and the American Public Gardens Association. And I want to share a little bit about Denver Botanic Gardens' journey into this. And that is something that they started over 10 years ago. Because I think there's questions out there like, why Denver Botanic Garden in the middle of the country, high up a mile high? Well, they started this journey over 10 years ago and they decided they wanted to be a garden for all people. The garden is situated in the middle of the city. But what was very interesting is that the board, the staff, and the people who visited the garden did not represent the community. Over that period of 10 years, they've had an extraordinary journey, and it is really incredible to see the people that are engaging and coming to this garden. It's really something to see. It's really become a cultural center within the city. And so Denver Botanic Garden is really taking on a leadership position in saying, you know what, this is something we really have explored, and not only explored, enjoyed. It's been joyful and uplifting. And we really want we want to promote this and prioritize and invest in public gardens. So Denver Botanic Garden sought a IMLS, which is Institute of Museum and Library Services grant, to incubate funds in order to create the Idea Center for Public Gardens. The association, the American Public Gardens Association, has been seeking to prioritize this work for years, but hasn't had the capacity and resources to support it. But they have an extraordinary membership of over 600 public gardens. That includes arboreta, parks, cemeteries, historic estates, botanic gardens, all across North America. So the vision for the Idea Center for Public Gardens, this is kind of where we are right now. And this is based on some not only brainstorming, but so many conversations that I've had everywhere and with so many different passionate people about public gardens. And so the development of kind of the model for the organization comes from understanding that there are certain needs out there. So development programs, this is an area where people really are saying, hey, you know what, I'm not comfortable with all of the language. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. I'm not sure if we're doing things right. We just need some education, and we really just want to feel a little bit more comfortable and confident in what we're doing. So development programs is really key. And I want to emphasize here the Cohort Program that was part of the IMLS grant funding for the next 3 years. So that is in development. The other part of it is alliances and partnerships. And this is where, when I was talking about unity and how important that needs to be, because it's really interesting. Remember when I talked about how dynamic and how much we intersect across all these different parts of our communities, right? All of these partnerships, schools, universities, hospitals, nonprofits, for-profit, small local businesses, corporate, B Corp, landscape architects, landscape industry. I mean, I could keep going, right? There are so many partnerships that we have, and yet we all have this similar interest that says, if you have access to nature and education, then around it as well, then wouldn't that make the world just a better place? And we all kind of have that similar in that same interest, but yet we're all working on these individual initiatives and projects and programs. So really, I see this as an opportunity because we have all of these partnerships in our communities. Could we collaborate together and really move the needle forward, right? And the third part is this community piece. And when I talk about community here, I'm really referring to the public garden, landscape, and green industry and cultural institution community that we need to really strengthen and connect ourselves. But also, I think we need to also understand, how do we know if things are getting better? And so we do need data and metrics. But there's a really interesting request that has been out there in a lot of the conversations that I've had with people, and that is, we really want access to more stories of what people are doing, how they were doing it, what were their outcomes, what should we not do, what do we need to be careful of? And so we know that we need to somehow elevate and surface all these incredible stories that are out there. And I think with that, that means, and what we really do is have impact, because what's really significant here and really is at the core of the Idea Center for Public Gardens is action. It's no longer a conversation and just talking about it, but really creating impact and actually getting action and movement, right, in what we're doing. So I want to talk a little bit about the Cohort Program, because this has very much to do with where we are now and what we're doing. So one of the things that we did is back in February, we performed a needs assessment. And so we opened up surveys and focus groups. We had 177 different participants from across North America participate in this needs assessment. And the Cohort Program is a result of that, right? It's helped us to develop a 1-year long program for Public Gardens Association members for this year. And this year is a pilot cohort program. There was 3 themes that really came out of the needs assessment. And because I'm not going to go into detail, because the survey results were absolutely enlightening and reaffirming, but also really dense and a lot of material. But there were 3 key, I think, primary themes about, especially when you talk about barriers and challenges. One was resources and capacity. And that looked like time, availability of people, funding. And part of that also has to do with prioritization, right? Because when you are struggling as a nonprofit or as a smaller or mid-sized garden, and you are caught in this cycle of plant sales and doing everything just to keep the lights on, it's really hard to shift that focus and invest time and resources in another area. So there was definitely an area where that's the number one thing that folks came back with, which was resources and capacity. The second was, and almost equally as significant, was leadership prioritization, not just leadership and board commitment, because what was interesting about the data is it showed a very high level of commitment and enthusiasm, but when you actually looked at what was being done and whether the board or leadership or staff actually represented the community, it just dropped off completely. So we knew that there was a barrier there, right? And a lot of that has to do with just being really caught in that nonprofit paradigm and how we think and how we lead these nonprofit organizations. And the third thing was education. It's around knowledge. It was wanting to be a little bit more comfortable and confident in the language of IDEA. And much of it had to do with fear of making a mistake, making things worse, harming your reputation, right? These are very real things, especially for so many organizations who are strapped in resource and capacity. So there's a lot of fear there. So those three things are really how I looked at how we want to develop this cohort program and how we would serve others. So one part of the cohort program is learning and coaching. This is really in that area that I talked about earlier, of that professional and professional development, because the reality is you really can't separate that personal and that professional development, right? Because we're one person and we have experiences and life experiences and work experiences, and it's really hard to just separate those things, especially when it comes to this work, because it has a lot to do with self-awareness and of our own implicit and unconscious biases. So we have learning and coaching as part of the cohort program, and that includes, team and group learning, the knowledge and the tools to build up competency and fluency, creating a shared vision, right? This is that unity coming together, and a nurturing environment and creating the right culture for learning, and then fellowship. One of the really interesting pieces of feedback from the needs assessment was how lonely this work is. In many of the gardens, there's one person who is championing this, right? Or maybe a small handful. And it can be really overwhelming because they're doing this on top of their day jobs. And it just is kind of isolating in a way, and it's very lonely. So having a community of people that they can connect with and share these experiences and talk with just really made the process more joyful and uplifting. The second part of the cohort program involves a project. So we really want this to be experiential, so not just based on theory and learning about IDEA principles, but actually putting it into place. So each garden that participates has to identify and execute a project over the course of the year. And so they get a chance to share in their experience, but also, learn about how do you actually map this out. And also now you have a group of people that can also help you hold you accountable. Share the stories of your outcomes and your successes and your challenges. But it also helps us to gather data and information, right? That we talked about earlier, and understanding how are we moving the needle forward and what's the needle. The third part is the really significant aspect of this work, which is conversation. It's discussion, it's debate. And so creating salons where we invite outsiders. So outside of our little privileged bubble of botanic gardens or public gardens, we really need to talk with people and engage with either experts or everyday people, influencers, right? That can really shift our perspectives and tell a different story. And so we get to learn through through that process and through dialogue. But also this is engaging in that hard work, right? That Jessica talked about at the beginning, which is becoming comfortable with that discomfort, right? Saying, I'm not sure if this is the right question. I don't know if I'm about to put my foot in it, but here goes. We need those environments so people can get more comfortable with doing that. And so what that means is that we really are sharing in a much more connected community. And this is a community of growth and a community of action and a community of support. So what I'm really delighted to share is that we actually have kicked off or we are about to kick off the cohort program because it starts this Thursday. We put applications out. We had a wonderful, diverse group of various gardens, arboreta, parks from across the country in North America submit their applications. Oh, one important thing I didn't mention in here that is really significant about this program to address one of those barriers is that it requires the participation of a board member, the executive director, and a staff member. And if the organization doesn't have a board member or executive director, it's equivalent, right? It's people in the position and the power to make things happen. They can either approve things or shut them down. And we have certainly seen cases where staff are very enthusiastic, develop ideas and different programs and start to get some energy and action around something, but it gets shut down. And it's because it has sometimes a lot to do with just fear of change, but also I think that there are complex factors and neither are necessarily aware, right? So ensuring that we engage those three levels within an organization and they're collaborating and working together actually creates, I think, an opportunity to kind of shift those relationships, but also how they do things and perhaps even the culture. So I'm really excited to share, these are the list of the gardens who are participating in this inaugural pilot cohort program. Again, it starts on Thursday. We have 21 gardens from East, West, South, North Canada involved in the cohort. And I just can't tell you how absolutely wonderful it is to see such enthusiasm, excitement, but commitment to participating in this program and really becoming change agents. So I think what this tells a story of, to wrap this up, is, you know, this is a story that is unfolding. This is a story of possibilities for the future. Something, someplace that we get to create together, and the future that we don't know about yet, but is all about relevance, but also becoming. Thank you very much for allowing me the space to talk on and on and on about this amazing, incredible organization that I have the real honor and privilege to lead. But I have so much support as well. And I just thank University of Washington Botanic Gardens for giving me the opportunity to speak to you all, but also to Denver Botanic Gardens for plucking me out of my travels and providing this opportunity, and the leadership of the American Public Gardens Association, who have really strived to make changes and want to be here, and they are to support all the gardens across North America. So it's a great honor to have that partnership and to be in this place and time. And thank you all for listening to me. And I guess I will open it up for questions.
Thank you so much, Mei-Lin. Yeah, so I see we've had a question come in. I'm going to grab that in just a second, but I wanted to say that we have designed this series to allow a good amount of time at the end of each presentation for some conversation. We really want to drive some co-creation of ideas that we can take action on as we wrap up the series towards the end. So let's get the ball rolling tonight. Got a question here from Matthew. When will we be able to know more about the salons and how we might be able to be involved if we're not part of the cohort?
Oh, that's a great question. So here's my vision, part of this vision. So, and I didn't get to talk much about this, but we're starting right now with the cohort program, but obviously, right, we want to have much more impact. So my goal and our goal is to create programs, opportunities for learning and engaging in conversation that are not just within the cohort, right, that really kind of are open to all public gardens. But also, I think eventually cultural institutions, as we kind of figure out ways to channel our communications and such, right? There is a website in development that will be ready by the end of June for the Idea Center. But it's really interesting because one of the thoughts that I have actually for during this cohort, because we have, curriculum type learning modules, we do also have salons, but I want to actually create some of them that are completely open to public gardens to join in on those salons with some of the speakers. That includes the cohort, but others as well, because I think that it's an important opportunity to hear many different voices. So yeah, I think that's going to be coming sooner rather than later. So definitely stay tuned again for the website, and that will be announced through the association, but also I think there's probably my contact information. Don't hesitate to reach out to me to ask about that.
Great, thank you. And actually, do you want to bring down your screen share just so we've got everybody can see
Yes.
our faces larger for the conversation? So while we're waiting to see if any other questions come in, I wanted to ask, one thing that I wonder about is, our visitors, our people value gardens for so many different reasons. You gave a ton of examples in the beginning of your talk. There are people who come for recreation and entertainment. There's people who come for kind of tranquility and respite. And as we look to reach new audiences and engage more people in different ways in our gardens, we're going to come up with like conflicts, right, of those different ways to enjoy the gardens. We had a fabulous storybook series in our natural area this past year, and some folks didn't like the constructed signs. They didn't like the kind of man-made features being put into this natural space. I think that there's all kinds of things like that where there's kind of the way that the traditional users of a garden have traditionally expected that space to be, that butts up against the desire to provide value to more people in new and different ways. Are you having conversations about reconciling that? Do we try and bring our traditional community along in some ways? Just curious. And Christina, happy for either one of you to weigh in on that.
Yeah, I think that is something that is a challenge, and it's something we talk about, right? Because we don't want to lose our base. We're not trying to alienate anybody. We're not trying to replace anybody's experience of our spaces. We're trying to align with our missions, hopefully, because that really says a lot. So I think that's in one space, right, where we need to really think about this, which is, as a garden, as individuals, we have identities. And we get to play around with that, but gardens have an identity too, and they have a mission, and it has to be really cohesive, because otherwise, if you are an education garden and there's signage and the purpose is education, and everybody that comes there understands that you are all about awareness and education, it becomes something that they understand and they kind of expect. Now, it is, of course, part of our job too is to listen and understand and explore it, get feedback on, okay, what is working and what isn't, because we do also, these places still have to be aesthetic, right, to have a certain aesthetic standard. But that messaging of what you're about has to be just, I think, really clear. And I don't know that we're always really good about connecting with our missions and communicating it. and shouting it out to the world about what we're about. So I think that's a very important thing, but we also have to work with like, how are we going to communicate and engage with people who don't want to see those changes happen? And we have to, in each individual, this is where a lot of our learning takes place. And how do we connect with others when we understand that they're in a place of distress because they have some kind of emotional connection to a place? It's not about disregarding it. It's how can you connect with them and acknowledge what they have experienced and how they experience that place and talk to them. That's part of the discomfort, right? It's just engaging in conversation and asking and saying, and what, well, you know, if this space is, you know, we're really trying to focus on education and we're trying to figure out ways to do this, how would you think about doing this? You know, and I think that that's part of it, is ask them the question and let them talk about what their fears are, what they are not comfortable with, how maybe they could see it being done.
I think this is such an important point, and I think a lot about this in the context of the pandemic. I think where, you know, everyone around the entire world was placed in a position of having to give up things, to lose control over even some of the most basic, you know, movement of your life, right? And so I think it can be hard to come into these conversations from a place of feeling like a place of loss of control, especially, and a loss of space, and at the same time, I think we're at a moment where we can't afford not to, and that, you know, getting to a place where we can find comfort, you know, find a way to sit with that discomfort a little bit and query it, get curious about it, can open some doors, and doors that you know that you may not, that I think some folks may not actually, you don't necessarily know where those lead, and they could lead to better places, right? That change isn't always necessarily bad, but it's an opportunity to kind of you know, ask some thoughtful questions and really just be thoughtful in that, while understanding that, yeah, like we are all coming off of a pandemic, of, you know, we're all carrying a little bit of trauma with us, and, you know, we have to, I think, sometimes meet people where they are in the ways that you just described, Malin.
Yeah, I think we can relate a lot more. And I think that what we want to make sure we don't do is go back to the way things were done, right? Whatever that normal wasn't actually really that normal. And so that's kind of shifting and changing, but change is difficult, and everybody is in a different place when it comes to it. So it really is challenging sometimes to meet people where they are, but a lot of times it comes, you know, just asking a question, you know, tell me, you know, what you don't like about this. Well, why? Right? And just kind of keep going and just engage in that conversation. And a lot of times you'll find that, you know, it doesn't become as big of an issue after a while, or you figure something out, or maybe you learn something valuable from that engagement and that interaction.
Great, thank you. Got a couple more great questions here from the audience. Amanda asks, with equity work, the ways we have measured outcomes don't often work. What are some of the ways that you envision telling these stories, specifically when looking at defending funding?
Ooh, that's a great question. And I'm not sure when we say defending funding, but I want to address that there's, well, there are, read the question to me again, because there was two pieces in there that I heard that I wanted to address.
Yeah, so with equity work, the ways we have measured outcomes don't often work. What are some of the ways that you envision telling these stories?
So there's the metrics part of it that's quantitative and qualitative. And the interesting thing about this work is that it's majority qualitative. That is what is really challenging. So that's the really significant piece to sharing these stories and elevating them and surfacing them, is because we understand that they tap into something emotional when we share them. So what I would like to do, and I'm still in this place of exploration, what I do know is that we need to be able to share these stories in different ways. Having a website is great, but I don't know, sometimes I've come across studies and all kinds of compilations of stories, and they put it in a big old PDF, and then I'm supposed to read through it all. And it just disconnects for me. I'm a total social media, addict, and I like little stories. So how can I make them available? And maybe it's on YouTube, maybe it's through the podcast, and we create and, we kind of connect them in some way to elevate more of these stories, right? I think that there is a ripple effect also through each individual that participates in the program, just a word of mouth and just talking about it, because they, in their circle, have so many different individuals, right? Who then also have others and others. And so I think that there's something about also ensuring that we talk to one another. It's that conversation and having spaces we can do that. I hope I answered that question.
Yeah, well,
and I would love to hear both of your feedback. Yeah.
There's another piece around sort of defending funding. And I think what this question is maybe getting at, right, is like, how do you tell the story that is compelling enough to where it's you can, motivate people to put their money behind it, right? And I think for me, I think about how that ties to values, because I do think that that does resonate with people. And if you really ask, people have very similar values, and so if you can illustrate that and then back it up with those kind of short stories, the things that really resonate, and data, that is like a wonderful package, right? That can bring people along. Because there are some people who will say, yeah, that's a nice story, but I need to see numbers. And there are ways to get some numbers, in this space. I also just say, I think too, that we can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. That if we don't, we're all going to make mistakes in this space. And I think the more we can collect information and realize, oh, that doesn't work, let's try this, and just continue to work towards the goal and continue to work to move us forward. We're not going to get it right every time. We're not going to get it right. We're going to make all kinds of mistakes, but those mistakes are worth it because we're still moving.
Yeah, and I want to add something to the funding piece as well. Because I've been involved and worked and know of many gardens that are free. And that I've talked to many people who go to gardens and they only will go to them if they're free. Yet there are also many people who go to them if they won't go because if it's free, they think it's not that good, right? They actually want to pay, or they've said, why haven't you charged for this place sooner? It's really interesting because that's and this is why it's so important to have these stories, because part of those stories is really exposing and understanding the dynamic organizations that we are. And I don't think that the general public often knows, because we have been so exclusive and we've kind of made our little secret gardens and our little privileged workplaces where we don't really share all the things that we're doing, and that people don't understand also that many gardens and many of the horticulturists and the staff there are making significantly below living wage, yet they have degrees and master's degrees and PhDs, right? But yet it's a tension because it's supposed to part of our legacy and the privileges. Well, but you should feel really lucky that you work here. Well, yeah, but it's going to be really hard to keep that going over time. But also, how are we going to engage diversity, right? Diverse people who want to work in gardens. Why would they want to work in a place that's going to suppress and continue to keep them below as far as a living wage or income in a society? And it really is going to pressure that equity. So telling the stories and sharing what we do is part of what's going to connect to then people being able to say, hey, we really want to support you, and either donate or get other organizations to start to help, right? Or whether there's a fee or not a fee, but there has to be a way for us to be able to keep our doors open and, pay our staff what they're worth and for their value.
That's such an important issue, Malin. I mean, there is kind of this, I think, cultural bias around people who do work for profit and what we expect them to be compensated for, like what value they bring and therefore what compensation they're entitled to. And versus people that work for public and what we value about that and what we expect their compensation to look like. And there's always this kind of sense that if you are doing for community, that you should be living in poverty, or that you should be, you know, living in a scarcity kind of way. And I just,
Right.
and I think it really has an impact. I was actually thinking about this today, like it really does have an impact in the way that we value those things. And so I think it's such an important point.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting some encouragement here in our comments too.
Good.
You know, we're a few minutes over, and I don't want to go too much further. I do want there's one more question here from Susan asking, you know, so excited to see how many gardens are participating in the Idea Center cohort, and for your leadership, and asking if there will be updates and summaries that folks who are not in the cohort might be able to see for ideas and suggestions.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm pushing for this website to be available in June. We have our annual conference where we want to continue to share the gardens who are going through this experience, but what they're going through, and share kind of, you know, some of their journey. So that's the stuff that I don't want to keep to ourselves, even though this is a pilot test cohort. I mean, that's part of this, right? Is that ultimately every garden who goes through this, it's a test. And so we have to kind of be able to share and elevate those. So I am going to look in the website and try to figure out how we can do that. I don't know if it's going to be spotlights through newsletters, podcast, you know, video snippets. I think, you know, I really want to think very technologically in this space, versus, because I also want to make sure that it's accessible for people of different abilities than just doing a report, right? So I am definitely thinking about this often and frequent. And so what's really great about this is that the cohort program, while it's also giving us lots of stories and data, it's also helping me also think about, well, how do we share them and how do we get them out there and go beyond our bubble and beyond our gate with these stories.
Great, fantastic. All right, well, I think we're going to have to wrap it up there for tonight. Really appreciate you both being here to kick off this series. Thank you so much for the conversation. We're really grateful for our audience being here tonight as well. I'm going to send out an email tomorrow morning with a link to the recording. When this webinar is over, a survey should pop up in everyone's web browser asking what you'd like to talk more about, and to let us know if you're interested in attending a town hall at the end of this series, where we're going to co-create some plans for putting these ideas into action. We really appreciate each and every one of you sharing your time with us tonight, and we look forward to continuing the conversation. Thanks very much.
Thank you all. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Christina.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Maylin.
Bye.